Hey guys, WantClue here. I hope all of you are doing really well and having a really great day. In today's video, I will finally tell you how to upgrade the hardware as promised on your Start9 node. So let's get started and right into it. As you do see, we have my mini PC, which is my node where I do run Start9 OS on. And if you don't know what Start9 OS is, and if you don't know how to set up yourself one, check out somewhere up here the info card. It will guide you over to a video on how to set up your mini PC as a Bitcoin node or as like a home media server. And while we do have this one here, initially I set this up a while ago and I used 1 terabyte NVMe drive to power this puppy. The issue with that is Bitcoin is growing and growing, more data is going onto the blockchain, and therefore we need to be prepared for the future. We are far away from 1 terabyte of storage on the blockchain, but we're getting closer and closer. So today what I want to do is I want to take myself a 2 terabyte drive like this one from Western Digital, and links to everything is down in the video description below, and put it into this one. So the first thing I'm going to do today is screw this one open, swap the drives, and then what we will do is we will utilize something like this, which is basically an NVMe USB extension. As you do see here, you just pop in your NVMe drive in there, and all you need to do then is plug this into this mini PC, and the rest of the magic will happen on the PC. So let me quickly open this, and then we will go ahead. If you're looking for home mining solutions or any educational content all around Bitcoin, look no further than Bitcoin Bourbon, your only choice of getting the newest and hottest tech worldwide. Check them out at bitcoinbourbon.com. As you do see in here, there's the 1 terabyte NVMe storage, and this is what we're going to swap. So the first thing we need to do is we need to unscrew the pin, the screw that is holding down the NVMe drive. Then we can take out this drive, and everything on your node is stored on this one, like my Bitcoin Core, my Core Lightning, everything that I do have is on this little puppy. So let me quickly swap this, and let's put in the 2 terabyte drive, and now we can screw this back into place. And as you do see, now we do have a 2 terabyte drive installed in this mini PC. What we can do now is we can close up the lid again, and we can go over to the PC, because now you already do know what you need to do. You need to use the USB drive that you used the last time for installing Start9 OS on this device, and we need to do this again. And then what we can do is we can figure out on how to restore everything from our old drive onto this new one. It's gonna be magic, I'll tell you. So here we are on the PC, and let me quickly tell you what you need if you do have a mini PC like I do. You need something like this tiny device I showed you before, where you can plug in the NVMe SSD and then have some sort of a USB connection. And of course a fast USB cable, so make sure that you do have something like that. We are here on the documentation side of Start9 again, and we are on the page of upgrading your SSD. Basically the steps are pretty simple. What you need to do is you need to safely power down obviously your current hardware, then you need to swap out the SSD, you need to put on the new SSD, and you need to put in the USB drive that we created earlier when we were installing Start9 for the first time. So what we want to do now is we want to actually flash Start9 OS and transfer the data. So what we want to do is we want to hop over to this one, which is start.local, and in here we will get our installation wizard. So we will select the hard drive, and you do see roughly 2 terabytes. We install StartOS, we click on continue, we tell it to do its thing, and we give it a couple of seconds. It's basically pretty simple. It takes a couple of seconds and it will erase the drive and everything that's on this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in the USB cable in this NVMe thingy here, and I will plug it into my mini PC. And by the way, I'll make sure to show here somewhere around a picture of my NVMe drive. Actually, it's not a bad idea that I upgraded now to a better NVMe drive, because this one here, literally, the pins are doing crazy stuff. So let me now click on reboot and update everything and remove the USB drive. So let's click on Reboot. Alright, I plugged in my old drive and let's see what is happening. Hopefully it is rebooting into the correct wizard. Let's give it a couple of seconds. It probably needs a little bit of time before it actually does anything. So we want to make sure to wait for it. And here we are. We are on the page. What we want to do now is, instead of going on Start Fresh, what we want to do is we want to click on Recover, Restore, Transfer, Start9 OS Data. We want to do that. And now what we want to do is we want to add the existing drive, not as a backup, and transfer it. Or maybe click on transfer. You know what? We should take a look into the documentation. So we now do see that we need to click on recover and we need to click on transfer, which makes sense actually. So now plug in the old drive and let's see if it gets detected. Double check, we need to click on transfer. Okay, they changed the colors. Funny. Transfer. Select your... Okay, select the physical drive containing your old Start OS data. Let's do that again. Ha, there we go. Do you see that? There is the data. Now we probably click on that. And before I click on continue, let's go back to the page. Select the old drive, the one that is externally connected to your server, which you are migrating from. You need to hit refresh if it does not appear. Alright, select the new drive installed earlier that you're migrating to. Alright, so after transferring the data from this drive, do not attempt to boot into it again as a Start9 server. This may result in service malfunctioning, data corruption, or loss of funds. Continue. This is the drive where your StartOS will be stored. Yes, this is the 2 terabyte one. And now we need to put in a password. And we can click on finish. Calculating size. And let's see how long this actually takes. I'll give it a couple of seconds, but transferring data over shouldn't take that long. We're utilizing USB 3.1 maybe, so 5 gigabits if I'm not mistaken. But let's see how long this actually takes. I'll be pausing this video and I will be right back. Alright, here we go. So we do see a little bit of data is already progressing and it is loading. So let's see if everything is going here. Your data will not transfer. Keep in mind that more data you have, the longer process it will take. Yeah, like for example, if you do have something like 2 terabyte, it might take up to 24 hours. So this will take now a while. So I'll pause this and I'll be right back as soon as this is done. All right. Well, here we go. It's the next day. I took a quick nap. Okay, it's 10 or 12 hours later, but it's done. And it tells me, hey, setup is complete. You can now safely unplug your old Start OS data drive. And if I now would go to my local instance, I do see it is running. If I go over to system and take a look on monitor, it has an uptime of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So everything is perfect. It is up and running. And I do have 44% disk space used. And there's plenty available. So I'm set for the next couple of years probably, if I don't do other stuff with this node. But what's important for you is there's one thing to remember. Now you have transferred your data from your old drive to your new one. And you can now go ahead and use this new drive. But what you should not do is use the old drive and boot up from it. What you should do is you should erase the old drive. They also do state this on the documentation that if you would now use the old drive and boot it up from it and try to log into it, try to do stuff connected with the internet, it could result in issues, especially with Lightning. If you're now trying to access your funds on the old drive and your new one is up and running, it could cause issues and it could be the thing that now you do lose your funds. So don't do that. Just a quick reminder. If you do find today's video helpful and informational, make sure to subscribe and like the video and leave me a comment down below if you do have any further questions. Till then, thanks for watching. Your WantClue. Peace out.